I was standing there, just standing there, watching the parade pass by.
Yes, that's what parades do, they pass.
All those people celebrating in line, and every line is a celebration of itself. Like celebrating the concept of lines, of being in line, waiting in line, living in line. But as I watched, watching the line, like the people on the parade.
What?
It was suddenly happening. As they walked, they started getting old, a step at a time, like moving forward in space and backwards in time, changing as they marched in a steady pace, unshaken by the transformation, accepting it, being there for that, celebrating a move backwards, like the end of the story, celebrating its start.
Every story does that.
What do you mean?
It's a ghost story.
What is?
Every story becomes a ghost story in the end. That's why our mouth is full of sheets, words that passed. And that's why when we die, they throw a sheet on us, because we become words. Wasted words.
A line of marching sheets.
Inside our mouth. Every word and the sheet.
A line coming out of our mouth.
And that's why I always fall asleep half of the times that you're talking.
That's rude, I think. Oh yeah, I was for Brexit. I voted, standing there, and then voted. Saw these Europeans, and then voted. They couldn't vote. They were Europeans. They were just standing there. I was just standing there waiting for the circle line. I always take the circle line and it's always late. It mustn't be late. After all, it's a circle. It must always be there. Or else it becomes something else. Something different. They were standing there. And as I was waiting one day, I fell asleep and rolled down in deep sleep. I don't know for how long I was standing there. The trains were passing and passing in my sleep. The shape of my dream was round, starting where I finished, going back to the days. All my dreams are round, a vicious circle, going nowhere. So I saw it there when I woke up. It was painted near my chest. It was a stencil or something. Definitely a stencil. Somebody drew it on me whilst I was sleeping. Oh, young people these days. Oh God, it's a Banksied. Somebody Banksied me. A Banksied at my ribs. What the? People in the circle line started looking suspicious. If they find out, they will definitely call the art lovers, and that will be the end of me. I just stand in the circle line, unable to make a choice. They got me. They wrapped me in a paper, put me in a special box. I was waiting there, unable to think or act. They said I was a specific document of an era, an important artifact of a great value. They were going to sell me. Now I'm waiting in line in Sotheby's, waiting to learn my real value. I am so scared. Treasures could be hidden anywhere. That would be my cruelty. And the Europeans, just standing there, looking at me, ecstatic.
It started raining again.
You know, it happens.
I know.
It happens every time.
I know.
So why do we have to talk about it every time? Like it's something new.
It's just hard to swallow every time I go out.
Yes, it's strange.
The rain starts every time I go out, and when I come back in, it stops.
I know.
I throw myself out for 5 minutes. It rains for 5 minutes, 10? 10. A life of rain. A connection.
At least you don't have unpleasant surprises. You know. In a way, it's good. You always know what to expect. But she didn't know. The rainy days passed by. Our friend continued to live her soggy routine with no surprises. No sunny days outside, just rain and autumn. A routine.
Except one day, the mob knocked our door. The mafia wanted her to work for them. They wanted to control the rain through her, to throw her out on the streets when they wanted to stop a football game, to cause delays to flights, or just to destroy the happy weekend of one of their rivals in the countryside. She became the weatherman, Lady Influenza and Madame Pneumonia. A girl of humble beginnings now became a factor of our everyday life, the axis of our days. Can you hear it? It's raining again, which means she's out.
Yes, it was a sunny night, full of madness and delight, full of endless evening light.
When was it?
It was the night we abducted Dylan Thomas. It was a well-planned action, a clever deed, a plan brilliantly executed. We abducted him from the empty road, we put him in the trunk of the car, and we went straight to the old abandoned warehouse. We sat there, and the only thing you could hear was the accident of our breaths. Dylan Thomas, tell us a song.
I haven't sung for years now. Days pass by. Won't you ask for ransom?
From whom? You've been dead for decades now.
From my hair? From my publisher? From the history of literature.
And we stand there for years while time drips in among us, one trying to avoid the gaze of the other. Honesty is the main thing I can offer you. The precision of the trade will determine the scale of your pleasure. My opinion, my views, my do's and don'ts are of no value. What is important is the execution, my skill, according to your desire. If I am here now, it's because you are here. You were always here, as a possibility. And now I am ready to fulfill my purpose.
I would like a coffee.
Brilliant! What kind of coffee?
I want a pumpkin spice latte. No sugar or cinnamon.
Brilliant!
Organic and with ricotta flavor.
Yes.
With olive oil as well. And maybe a sardine as a topping.
Great! Would you like syrup with that?
Do you have the smell of napalm in the morning?
Evening too.
I'm a morning person.
Smell of napalm in the morning it is.
And I would like something nostalgic inside too.
Maybe some wall mole?
Great! Brilliant!
You can also wear this Nelson's hat. It's called bicorn. It adds prestige to the whole experience.
Perfect!
Is that all?
Yes, we are ready. The simple pleasures of life. This thing started growing on the forehead. This thing, just like they had warned me. In the beginning it was like a spot, or perhaps a mole that you can forget even for a short while. But then I started headbutting people, and that hurt quite a few of them. A nail was all that it was. A nail started growing on my forehead. Perhaps to others it might have happened before, but for me it was the first time. And every centimeter it grew, it was once again the first time for me. As it was growing, it made my head squeak that nails and hair keep growing even after death. I would like to know what is going to happen with a nail. I cannot guess. Fortunately, the attitude of the people around me did not change, except that no one wants to headbutt me anymore. What I mean to say is that no one really liked me. And now, instead of them saying,
"There goes that tosser,"
they say,
"There goes that tosser with a nail on his forehead."
I would not call that change. Sometimes, whilst I'm sitting quietly in Hyde Park, a squirrel comes to rest for a bit on the nail. I drive him away with mechanical movement. I look at people, the old man with the kites, the homeless, the woman with the buggies and the children inside the buggies. I ponder. Some people prefer boys, others prefer girls. I prefer the buggies. It's nice to have a choice. Then the doctors came, the NHS agents. They started to talk to me in a calm tone. They reassured me. They had no reason to do this. I was not the one that called for them. They took me from the park. They took me to a big building and corridors smelled of detergent. They started convening amongst themselves. I was waiting outside the room, motionless, for 2 or 3 days. Arguments, deliberations, comparisons with other phenomena, diagrams, charts, questions, answers, and queries. I saw someone faint. One other person respond positively. I saw someone behaving anxiously. Someone walking indifferently. Answers, answers, answers. One day, they laid a friendliness on my shoulders with reassuring hands. They had no reason to act otherwise. They said various things to me. I don't remember them. They finally announced their decision to me.
"After a thorough and elaborate inquiry, we decided that a nail is growing on your forehead."
For this reason, they decided to take measures. They hung a painting on my forehead. A painting that now covers my face. I do not remember how I felt, but from their reactions, people seemed relieved, enthused. I might even call some of them content. It's been a while since then. The nail has stopped growing, and the painting is still hanging there. Everything is quiet behind my frugal adornment. The only bad thing is that I cannot see. To be fair, it's not like there is anything special to see. These days, I pass my time in Hyde Park, quietly on a bench, with my face behind the painting, listening to voices, football, buggies. But be warned, I am in a state of readiness. I am standing by for someone curious enough to move the painting to see what's behind it. Then I, prepared for some time now, will scream at him briskly, robustly, vigorously. I hope I'm able to frighten him. I'm certain, yes, his reaction will make me laugh. Honestly, I have not laughed in a while. I'm just spending my time behind the painting, and in vain I'm trying to imagine what it represents and what it depicts. With eyes blocked up, I am daydreaming of its vistas. With eyes blocked up, I am putting together its acreage. Thank you.